Yeah, proud, not surprised by the response our guys had. We expected to come down here and a lot of questions about how these guys are going to respond. We saw how they respond all week. We knew how they'd respond, and to come down here and put together the performance they did, especially settling down at halftime and coming out and getting four straight turnovers, three turnovers, a turnover on downs. Offense responded with four straight touchdowns. Special teams units doing a great job controlling the field position the entire second half. Just really proud, but again, not surprised by the response we had.
Felt like the game kind of got in your favor with that off schedule to sample.
Yeah.
Right in the second quarter. What do you see from Burrow and Drew making that play?
That's usually how it works. I mean, they had a tough time containing Drew today. But Drew's just Mr. Reliable. He's in there in protection. Has a great feel, very similar to the Buffalo touchdown he scored a couple years ago, same protection, where he's just got this awareness where Joe needs my help right now. I'm out of the protection world, and I got to go find a way. And he was trying to score, man. I was trying to hope he stayed in bounds to keep the clock running there at the end of the half, but Drew was helping on getting in the end zone. And so, again, that's a huge play right there by Joe and by Drew and by the protection to give him the time to be able to extend the play like that.
Obviously had that big run, but they only had about 30 yards after that in the first quarter. Can you talk about the effort it kind of takes to win?
Yeah, they're an explosive team. They're really tough to defend, especially in the run game with the play actions off of it. They did a nice job in the first half, finding a rhythm. But I thought our defense really did a great job settling down and knocking those down for 2 or 3 yards and putting them in passing situations. With a rookie quarterback, we knew that was going to be challenging. And so I thought the defense had a great response. The big touchdown run, yeah, they got us on it. They've gotten a lot of people on that. But I thought the response after that was really good by the D.
As you guys started, utilizing all your weapons, it's T here and then Jamar and then Chase Brown. So was this kind of an example of how your offense can be and is playing to perfection kind of?
Yeah, I feel like we've shown this a million times over the years, and unfortunately this year we just haven't been able to do it. But this is no surprise. I mean, I was walking off field, Drew Sample, and he said this is how I'm used to these games going. When we got everybody on offense ready to roll, and so again, we've got another opportunity this week against Arizona to come back home and do it in front of our fans, and I expect our guys to respond the right way.
I know you're in the game. Is it bittersweet? This is what you wanted it to feel like going into a
Yeah,
playoff?
it is what it is. This is the situation we're in, and this is what we can control. And so, after the season, you'll have a chance to reflect back on things that we got to do differently. But I think right now, this is all we could control this week. Was what was our response in the building to a lot of people after us right now. And so the response was tremendous by our guys, and to put together such a complete game, I thought was really impressive.
Speaking of seeing it a million times, T on those 2 jump balls, how big was it to kind of get him going, coming back up?
Yeah, I mean, I told Jamar to come punch me in the stomach. We hadn't thrown double go by the midway point in the second quarter, so we got to it a little earlier than I had initially planned. We were backed up. It felt like the moment to go do it, and T did what T does. He goes up and gets it. Then we ran the double move there on the goal line. I thought he did a great job with his patience, so Joe had time to get it up. And T, he's caught so many touchdowns in that back right corner of the end zone, getting his 2 feet in. So expected nothing less from that connection.
You guys had higher expectations for Chase Brown coming into this season, and I know you still have 2 games to go, but when you look at what he's been able to do for you guys on offense and being able to stay healthy, and you guys praise his work ethic and how much time he puts into making sure his body's ready to go. What did you think about his performance today and just his season as a whole?
Yeah, it's great. I think Chase is a huge weapon for us and does a great job with his explosiveness. Tremendous matchup in the pass game as well that he probably doesn't get enough credit for. He's won a lot of those choice routes underneath, and he caught a CO for a touchdown today when he was matched up on a backer. And so, again, he's been a great weapon for us. I'm happy to have him. I'm good with the direction he's heading.
It seemed like he started with DJ and he tried to go.
Yeah.
You got JD
Yeah.
and Newton come up.
Yeah, I mean, DJ was battling the flu, so for him to even get out there and get IVs and go out there and play, it'd be hard to get through an entire game. So certainly appreciate DJ doing what he did and fighting through it. And then fortunately we got to a point where we were able to get him out. And, if everybody's got the flu, you get midway point in the game, it's going to beat you up pretty good. So, again, I appreciate DJ doing everything he could to get to this game and get through it. Yeah. Awesome, and I saw DJ Ivy at the end of the, make a good contested play towards the end. So I thought the response was great. I thought JD's pick was awesome. And all those turnovers those guys got a lot of them were combination plays where one guy was knocking it out, one guy was tipping it, the other guy's making the play. JD's was just one-on-one, man coverage, went up, made a play. It was big time.
What's the feeling like on the sideline when it does start to snowball? You're getting a turnover and then catching it and getting it 7. I mean, you guys scored 21 points.
That we have to finish.
7-15.
Exactly what I thought was we have to finish, you know, and I've got a lot of respect for the Dolphins and the coaching staff there. They're really good coaches, good people. But we needed to have a killer instinct to finish that game out, you know, and so we wanted to continue to be aggressive till about the midway point in that fourth quarter. But for our guys, for our sake, for our identity moving forward, you know, we need to have a killer instinct and keep throwing the football and keep finding ways to finish drives and not let them try to get any hope and creep back in the game. And I thought our guys did a great job of that. Okay, thank you.